Welcome to the Dawn and Steve Plus podcast, fueled by Raphael's Roastery and supported by you. Connect to us on socials or dawnandsteveplus.com.
Hey, we're live. We are live with the Keiths. We have Keely Keith with us and Rachel Keith to tell what's going on in your lives. And it's been a hot minute since I've seen you. I know that you've had a new book come out, Keely, as you are the author of the Uncharted series. And we're so glad to have you in our new studio. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah,
it's beautiful.
Thank you. We're very grateful for it. And it's so great to introduce you guys to it because we go back. We go way back. And you have been writing the Uncharted series for
11,
15,
12 years.
11, 12 years.
I'm
okay.
losing count.
Yeah,
that
I
long.
bet.
Yeah.
There are 15 books. Is that correct?
Yes,
Will
number
be.
15 is about to come out very soon.
About to drop.
Yes.
That one's special, though.
It is. It's going to be a surprise release.
Okay.
Just when it's ready, it's going to drop. Our readers know. There it is. Go for it.
That's pretty cool.
That's
You've never
awesome.
done it that way before.
No, but this is for my readers now. I've been in the game long enough that
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, when it's ready, I'm not going to hype it for 6 months. Just there, have it.
Sure.
Yeah.
Nice.
Now, you probably can't do that right away, right? Every author has got to, as they're getting started, hey, I'm out here. We exist. So when you actually started writing and you started bringing books to market, like how has that changed over the last little while? Because if you've been doing this 10, 11, 12 years,
Yeah.
it's changed quite a bit, I'm imagining.
Yeah, it's a very different game now. I mean, obviously we had social media in 2014 when I first published, and so you used it in a totally different way. You know, it was free. You know, you put something out there and it just got shared with everybody.
Right.
So
Yeah.
that was a bonus. But yeah, I mean, email's still king. You know, if somebody loves you and they sign up for your newsletter and you got their email address, you got that connection. So it doesn't matter who owns the website. You know, so that's still kind of the way to go.
Okay. Anyway, so tell us a little bit about the Uncharted series if people are just tuning in and hearing Keely Keith. What do you write? What's Uncharted?
Yeah, the Uncharted series, it's a Christian sort of historical feel romance series, not too heavy on the romance there. But it's been around for, like we said, several years now. It started with the land Uncharted. So I just kind of had this idea of cooking in my head since I was very young. What if there is a land out there in the middle of the ocean that we can't see for some reason? You know, some scientific anomaly, you can't detect this land.
It's got the cloak.
Yes.
The invisible cloak.
Yeah, right. But what if some people landed there, you know, a ship got blown off course and was landed there, say, the 1860s, and now they're still there. How has their society changed and grown? And so it looks like it's old-timey, but it's right now. And I thought, what if I just drop an American Navy pilot in the middle of it? Let's see what happens. So that's how the Uncharted series starts.
I love that. So that's how it starts.
Yeah.
And 14 books are out.
Yes.
The 15th about to drop.
Yeah.
How do you keep coming up with new ideas?
I don't know.
Okay. Do you ever have writer's block? Do you ever like, well, what am I going to do with these characters now?
No, I don't know. It keeps coming. Like right now, I'm pacing myself with the work I have to do, and I'm already just chomping at the bit of what happens next. So it's been amazing that it keeps coming, and that I can keep the story straight.
Yeah.
Too, because I try to make every story a standalone, because people do pick them up out of order now. I mean, they've been out so long and done so well that, I mean, they're, you know, you can find copies at the Goodwill. But people will tell me, you know, I found book 8, and then I went back and read it. So I try to make each story a standalone, but there's a series arc that makes it really satisfying to start from the beginning. So this is amazing to be at book 15 and still be coming up with
So
ideas.
cool. It seems like that's when you've arrived, when you've seen your books in the thrift stores.
Yeah.
You know, it's not just new on the shelf or you just don't get it from Amazon, but it's made its way to the thrift store because somebody's enjoyed it. How many generations now are represented through the 14 books thus far?
Well, it's only moved about 8 years over these books, because people read fiction mainly for company. And so they love the characters. And so once you get in with the characters, these are your friends. These are the people you root for. And so even though each book has a different main character, you get to see the people that you've been with for years. And so it builds the story out even more.
So Jedediah still lives.
Oh, yeah. He's,
Okay, good.
Yep. He is still doing what he does. Absolutely.
I'm so glad.
Yeah.
Well, we're so happy that your daughter is in the studio with us and today, Rachel. Hey, we're going to talk about your book in a minute, but what was it like watching Mom work on all these books over the years? Like, what did you learn just from observing her and the kind of work she did?
I learned that writing is fun.
Really?
And I started writing at maybe about 6 years old on, I think, Dad's laptop. And she'd be on the couch and I'd be over on the other side of the living room, both of us writing at the same time. And
6 years old.
yep.
Do you remember the first story that
I
you wrote?
do. Actually, it was called Sally and Andrew. Do you remember this?
I have a copy of it.
I do
Of
too.
course. Good mom.
It was about, 10 pages
Oh.
stapled together about a girl and her dog. And that's all I'm going to say.
Not one that's going to be published anytime soon.
No.
Did you illustrate that one too?
I did not.
Because I'm guessing the one that we're going to talk about today, you've illustrated.
Yes, I have.
Excellent. Well, let's talk about that one. You have a brand new book. And if I'm understanding this story correctly, you didn't wait for a publishing company.
No.
You just said, I'm going to release a book and I'm going to publish it myself. And you started a company.
Yeah, I did.
Tell me about the
So
company.
Rachel Keith Books is just me. And I mean, I've got, a team of editors and proofreaders and amazing people who help me with that. But yeah, I self-publish, or technically I indie publish, same as she does, where I put it on Amazon and I do all of that myself. And then when the release day comes, it launches, and there you go.
And she's 16.
Which is so cool.
Oh, no, I'm 18 now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
I missed 2 years.
No,
Oh, that's
it's
right.
all
You
good.
just graduated high school.
I did.
My bad. I graduated you early.
Yeah. Well, it wouldn't surprise me because
I know, right?
we know she's very smart. But
Thank you.
as you think about, how I'm going to get this out into the world, what made you decide I want to have my own company? I'm going to publish this myself.
That's what she did, and
Okay.
And when you look at what the traditional publishing industry is in for right now, it's like I would much rather do it myself. It's easier that way. You reach a broader audience that way if you do it right. There's a lot of perks of indie that traditional publishing doesn't have.
And you can control your content.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, you can edit it. If there's a typo in it and someone tells you, you can just fix it, re-upload it. Everyone who gets it after that gets the fixed version, as opposed to traditional, where it's like, well, maybe we'll fix that for you. But
That's just amazing
Well.
to me. I've never done. So writing is, I would not say fun, as you have so embraced since you were 6 years old, writing to me. I still will write an email or a text, and I realize it doesn't matter anymore so much, but it does to me because that's the way I was trained. And I'll still think, is that a complete sentence? Is it a run-on? Did I end with a dangling participle? Like, this torments me. It's
my
not
goodness.
fun. What is fun?
The writing the story and being able to, you have something in your head, you put it on you type it into the document, or you write it on a piece of paper to put in later. And there's a whole world in there that you can control. It's not just the writing of words and making the words go. Making words go is hard,
Yes.
but telling that story is what's amazing, because it's alive in your head, and when you put it on the page, it becomes alive for everyone else. That's what's amazing.
Yeah. And so your new book, you need to hold the book up here so we can see this. I mean, it's super cool. And you illustrated that?
Yes.
You drew the
I did the cover, I did the illustrations, I did the promo art. I have extra artwork that I do, to put on my website and in the newsletters. I draw all of it.
It's so cool. So number one, go to our website, RachelKeithBooks.com. You can go check that out. Link in the show notes. But as you just released the first book out to the market here, how'd that feel to have the first one?
It felt amazing and not really much different, because it was just out there, and I was like, all right, I'm going to tell these people my book is out. My book is out.
Well, because you wrote this when you were 12 years old.
I did. The very first draft, may it rest in peace.
And so what did you tweak between 12 and 18?
everything. The basic plot stayed the same. The characters had some development because my amazing friend edited it for me and told me the emotions needed to be more raw, basically. Some sad things happen in the book, of course. She told me it needed to be sadder. My dad comes out of the room after finishing it. He told me that was a sad book. And I was like,
There is
yes,
sadness.
there is some sadness. It's very real. But there
Right.
is joy. There is some funny moments. Some characters got taken out, some got put in a little bit. A whole family dynamic changed. A whole subplot got put in that really changed the whole trajectory of the series itself. That came out of nowhere.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, like so much of it changed. Parts of the ending changed. Like, yeah.
It's pretty amazing because when you start to read this story, you're hooked from the beginning because of the way you open it. You open it really dramatically.
Thank you.
And it really, I was like, okay, what's going to happen? Because this is geared for 8 to 12-year-olds.
Yes.
But I was fascinated.
Yay.
Yes. So
What does that say about you?
I mean,
I'm sorry, go ahead. Keep going.
I mean, it says that I would say I'm easily entertained, but this is actually not even that easy. It's not difficult, but you just develop, like you said, the emotions and the storytelling so beautifully that, I mean, if mom and dad sit and read this to 8 to 12-year-olds, it's going to be a fun adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really hope it is.
Is that what you want? You want families to read it together?
Yeah.
or-
I mean, families could read it. A kid could read it by him or herself. Like, it's for either the kids to read, for the family to read, homeschool families especially, because I'm a homeschooler, lifelong homeschooler, and finding books for homeschool families is very hard.
It's true.
So I decided let's change that. I'm going to make something.
I heard you use the word series.
Yes.
So this is just first.
This is the beginning.
Any idea where you're going to go from here?
Yes.
Okay.
It's a 9-book series. The series is complete, so there'll be a book releasing every month. So book 2 releases next month. Book 3 releases in August. It just keeps going from there until March when the final book comes out. Even that won't be the end.
Okay. You're like mom, like you can't stop. So at 9 books so far, you think it's just going to go 10, 11?
Oh, well, this particular series is 9 books.
Okay.
I have more in store.
Ah.
And in fact, most of that's already done too. I've been busy these past 6 years.
Yes, ma'am, you have.
You have. Well, you've been busy. Mom's been teaching, homeschooling. What's that like, Mom, to watch your kid? Because we're a homeschooling family too. However, my kids are a lot younger. So what's it like to watch her have this kind of passion to take it and run with it like that?
Yeah, I had no idea that writing was really going to be such a passion for her. It was fun to pick out classes. You know, as they grow, you can really focus on what do they want to do. And she was very much into animals. It was all about animals, you know, in the early years. And so we're like, okay, she's going to be a vet. She's going to, you know, animal rescue was kind of her thing. And then she started writing, like she said, at like 6. She writes so fast. It was just unbelievable how fast she could write. You know, she writes circles around me. And she also draws just incredibly. So she started to kind of just blend those together. And she made this characters and these, you know, some of it was kind of based on characters from other things she liked. And I was like, what if you just break away from that and try to make them your own? Just start, you know, with your own character. And so she tiptoed into that, and it morphed into this amazing series. But the fun of watching that while we homeschooled was homeschool gives you so much freedom.
Yeah.
At first, it's a lot to learn. It's a lot on the mom. You got to plan. You got to schedule. And we did the actual sit down and do each lesson together homeschool. You know, I don't know. You could just do it all on the computer. We did it, and I was learning too so much. So I suddenly have a lot of free time, which is fun.
Yeah.
Because I spent a lot of time having to learn myself before I could teach it. But just to be able to gear everything towards, okay, this is, you know, she told me early on that she wanted to share the gospel, but wasn't sure how she could get out to the world. And then she's like, I could do it through story. And I could reach kids through story. And so just seeing that kind of blend with her love of animals and her love of, you know, she loved like C.S. Lewis and Winged Feather Saga and these amazing series, but there weren't many of them that homeschool moms, Christian homeschool moms, trust. And that's the thing with children's books. It has to pass the mom first and then get to the kid. And so she's like, I can do this. She knows what Christian homeschool families want because she was there. So it's been amazing to watch. And then through high school, we made sure we did because she wanted to own her own business, her own company, do it herself. She saw me in the early years when I was signed with publishers. And as you can hear from her tone that, it can be better to be independent sometimes. And so we did a lot of business classes. Okay, every year we're just going to do business and introduce her to kind of the people she needs to know in Christian indie publishing. Make sure she had the support and everything that she needs there. So I'm just excited for the homeschool families that can get this series because I know what's in it. And it does have that deep emotion, which the kids now want. They've seen so much in life already, and they're like, they want real.
Yeah.
But it's not raw and scary, but it's real. So, and she takes that depth, and it's fun to watch.
Well, and it helps because you're using animals that are like people, but it's almost easier to accept the subject matter when you're looking at it through the eyes of an animal. And so you talk about slavery.
Yes.
You want to share the gospel.
Yes.
And you talk about slavery.
Yes.
So what is it that you hope the reader is going to connect with here?
Well, really, I just have a passion for, anti-trafficking and, because people don't realize that there's more slavery now than there was a long time ago. And really, I just, that sort of kind of fascinated me to some extent. And so I was like, well, if it's there in my mind, I need to fight back. Yeah. So I figured I'll put it in there and have these, Christian animals fighting against the thing I hate. So
yes, ma'am.
I love that.
I do too.
Taking your passion and finding a way to bring the gospel and these great causes to life through the book here. Keely, as you think about watching Rachel develop as a writer, seeing her giftings and ability to do this and seeing her interest in business and having her own company, like we're a homeschooling family. I would imagine we're going to have homeschooling parents who are going to find this podcast. What encouragement would you give them as they're training up their kids and watching their kids maybe tread into certain areas of interest?
Oh, definitely pray. So staying close to the Lord and close to His Word, and then listening to your child's heart. It's so easy to put on them. My husband Marty and I are both musicians, and so when she was little, we were on the road a lot, and I played bass in his worship band, and I thought, okay, this kid's going to be a musician. She's always on the road with us. Of course she's going to be like us.
Yeah.
So we tried to put a little bit guitar in her hands and teach her, and she just was like, I don't want to, And as a parent, you're like, well, but we're a band.
Yeah.
You've got 3-part harmony coming your way.
Come on. But it's so it can be so hard to just stop what you want and listen to your child. And I never imagined that she had all this just in her, just waiting, and to see that the Lord is the one that has raised her up for this and for this time. So,
Did you ever have a doubt with the call?
Once I realized that it was what I wanted to do, no. Okay. I was just like, all right, well, if this is what I'm going to do, I'm going to do it. And, the call is there, so I'm not going to stop.
I want to go back real quick.
Yeah.
Real quick, I want to go back to when we first met.
Yeah.
It was via text.
Yes, I remember this.
And you were 9?
Probably.
I feel like I was trying to remember today. I was thinking 4th or 6th grade.
I was probably like 4th or 5th.
Okay. So in that time, and I don't remember what we were talking about on the radio, something to do with pets.
Yes.
And you texted in and said, "Hi, my name is Rachel, and I have a pet."
Grasshopper.
That is what you said. Yes, ma'am. And I'm like, I love this kid already. She's a little bit of nothing, knee-high to a grasshopper probably, and you have a pet grasshopper.
Yep.
And I'm like, now how does that work?
You go outside. You listen for where the males are chirping. And you go over there with a little plastic container and you look very carefully. And eventually you'll see one. If they blend in, wait for it to move. Just let your eyes unfocus and wait for it to start moving. And then take that bucket and go and catch it. and then take it inside and give it a name.
And how do you care for a grasshopper?
You put grass
Domesticated
in it. You put grass in
grasshopper.
it. You put, they like lettuce. They like berries. They like Flintstone vitamins.
Oh, wow.
Oh, really?
Guess
Who
how we
knew?
found that out.
How did you find that out?
I fed it a Flintstone vitamin.
Just thought you tried?
I'll just be like, I'm eating one. I'll give a little bit of it to this one. And she ate it. And
Oh, wow. And she didn't die.
no. If anything, my dad was like, these grasshoppers are going to go like,
Yeah,
like
Exactly.
yes. And how many grasshoppers as pets did you have through the years?
Oh, goodness. 1, 2. I'm not going to count.
Okay. There's been a few.
There have been, we'll say about like average 1 to 2 every year for about 10 years. I haven't kept one for a few years, but
You're too busy running a company right now.
basically,
Yeah.
yeah.
There is that. Well, I love the fact that you, at the age of 18, are doing this. And as a homeschool dad with kids who are kind of right in that sweet spot, like I think this is going to be one of the next series that we're reading right here.
Yay.
Again, check it out, RachelKeithBooks.com. You can also go to Keely's website, find out more about the Uncharted series, KeelyKeith.com to do that. Links in the show notes. Check it out. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. If you've not done so yet, I hope you'll like and subscribe wherever you've connected.
Thanks for joining us for the Dawn and Steve Plus podcast. We're a listener-supported, non-profit podcast, and we're grateful for your generous support. You can give at dawnandsteveplus.com. Our producer is yours truly, Stephen Briggs, with assistance from Chris Westmoreland. Please like and subscribe to Dawn and Steve Plus anywhere you get your podcasts and on all our socials. Links to what we talk about and to Raphael's Roastery are in the show notes below. Thanks for joining us and being our plus one.